Hey everybody, this is Daniel G. Garza. Welcome to another episode of the Card Divo presents Zodiacs with my special co-host, Mr. Richard Wayne Kilgo II. Let me bring him up. Hello.
Hello! Happy Friday!
Happy Friday. How are you doing?
I am doing good. I'm ready for the weekend. How about yourself?
I am excited. This weekend it is AIDS Walk, Orange County.
Oh,
So
awesome.
we'll be out at the park in yes, in that park. We'll be at the park at um, this is the time when you should have information ready to share with people. Uh,
Preparation, what's that?
sometimes you just gotta be pretend that you're prepared. We're gonna be in Fountain Valley at the park in Fountain Valley. I got this. Hold on, I got this information. Uh, and I thought about it before the show started. Like I should really get that information ready, and just be ready to go. There we go. We are going to be at uh, Miles Square Park in Fountain Valley, starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow, Saturday. I was about to say May for some reason, like we're in May. So tomorrow,
Nope.
October 22nd, Saturday, we for anybody who's in the area and interested, it is AIDS Walk Orange County, and I will be there. Christian will be there. Our friend Martha will be there, volunteering at the booth. We'll be doing some confessionals, and I'll be walking around. You can go and say why you're there, why you support people with HIV and AIDS, and so people can go and do that. There'll be a video posted later, and I'll be live streaming. So for anybody who was interested in watching the live stream, I'll be in whatever channel you're watching right now, except for the Card Divo channel. We won't be on the Card Divo channel, but all the other channels, if you're watching, you'll be able to watch and ask questions, make comments. We'll have a link to donate if you want to donate to Radiant Health Centers. So it should be fun.
That's awesome.
We'll be there at 8 o'clock. But if you make it there by 9, you can still walk. So come and join us. So that should be exciting. We already have some people on the board. Let me go and put our banner up. What's your weekend looking like?
I'm getting to do some family time and family friend time for the most part. Gonna go see my parents with my sister tomorrow, and then gonna go. My friend Emma's coming out, and we're gonna go do a beach day on Sunday. So
Nice.
before it gets, I mean, it's already getting cold, but before it gets too crazy, and you can't go to the beach, you know.
Hi, Kira. Hi,
Hello.
Vera. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. For everybody who is new to the show, or for those of you that have forgotten, check it out right there at the bottom. All you got to do is type me in the comment section, whatever page you're watching us on. The reason we do the me is so that you give us permission to tap into your energy and do some readings. We'll go by turns. Oh, my sister's here. This is my sister. Hello,
Oh,
Nancy.
awesome.
And so remember, just say me, and we'll take Wayne and I will take turns. Whoever's next. Also, if when you get a reading, you would like to tip or donate, we have that's our Cash App and Venmo. So if you feel like it, if you can, it's not an obligation. So, would you like to do the first one today, Wayne?
Sure, yeah. Sounds good. And actually, can I do a quick? I didn't have a chance to do a full-on slideshow, but I have a quick astrology update as well.
Oh, yes, please.
That way we can
Shakira,
hopefully.
hold on just a second, and we'll come back to you in just a second. Don't go away.
Kind of an update since our last update, which was a little over a month ago, I think. But we had all of those retrogrades going on. We had, I believe it was 6 when we were airing our last episode, and we still have 4 planets that are retrograde currently. However, very exciting news, I would say. The Saturn has been retrograde in Aquarius since June 4th, and tomorrow it goes direct. So it's very interesting switching into Scorpio, Saturn going direct, with it being in Aquarius. So I would say most people are probably or have been dealing with a lot of relationships, friendships, relationships out in the world, a lot of that Aquarius energy. So those things that have been challenging us the most, I think, have been highlighted during this period, again, between June 4th and October 22nd, tomorrow. So I wouldn't be surprised if after tomorrow we start really feeling like we're able to more easily communicate with our friends, our family, all of those relationships to the world and the impact that we make on the world as well. So something to look forward to. I think everyone, especially with the sun in Libra that is we're shifting out of as of tomorrow as well. Relationships have been really the highlight of what's been going on. So I think with most people, the challenges that they've been facing, that has been the highlight. So just knowing that that energy has been highlighted for a reason. And now we're moving into Scorpio, which is all about rebirth. It's all about that emotional depth. It's about uncovering the depths of ourselves and maybe acknowledging and seeing our darker side from a more loving perspective and a more open perspective as well. So overall, I think that's great energy coming into Scorpio. Of course, me as a sun in Cancer, I love being in when the sun is in water energy. Makes feelings a bit more intense, but of course, I feel a bit more home there in general. But overall, that's kind of the main highlight of what we have going on astrologically. So as of tomorrow, we'll only have 3 planets that are going retrograde. That's Jupiter in Aries, Neptune in Pisces, and Uranus in Taurus. And so next show that we have, whether it's next week or after, I'll give another update on those retrogrades and the impact that it has on us.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, now we're ready?
Yes.
Excellent. So we're going to start with Kira, and Kira, Wayne will take care of you. While he's shuffling, remember, everybody else who is interested in a reading, make sure you say me in the section so you can go next. So remember, put me in the section, in whatever your page you're on.
All right, let's see what we have for you. All right, so right now, Kyria, I would say that you are coming out of a period of whether it's you're seeking the approval of others or trying to get some type of recognition from your peers, from your friends, from groups that are important to you, but it feels like you're having a struggle in being able to do so. And the challenge that's coming along with that is some form of integration that you're having issues with. There's been some challenges that you've recently faced. I would say from like a career perspective and being able to make your physical needs being met and making sure that those things are being met. So that's what you've been really challenged by lately, is accepting what has occurred to you in the past so that you can move forward. Because I feel like there's a lingering sense of unfairness, that this shouldn't have happened. The situation that happened recently in the past feels like you were taking advantage of. And with that, you're needing to kind of take a step away, an emotional step away of the emotional structures that you've built and your expectations around how you're bringing in money and your worth when it comes to your career and what you're willing to ask for. The present influences for you right now is the Page of Pentacles. And with that, that means that you're wanting some type of message, but this is reversed for you. So this tells me that you're continuing to seek out new career avenues, looking to seek out really being able to afford or having a company that will give you what you're worth. But with that being reversed, it's almost as if all the offers that you're seeing, all the opportunities that you're seeing out there don't feel like they're a good fit for you. And what's coming into being for you or coming in is the Queen of Wands. So what this tells me is that there's, in the recent past, there's been a need for you to express express how you're able to do your job and the money that you're able to bring in by being a strong, confident, consistent worker. However, there now needs to be a focus on the creative aspect of what is it that you want to do? What is it that gives you a deeper purpose and makes you feel like you're not necessarily working every day for the money that you're making because you're enjoying what you do or you enjoy that creative aspect. So this card is upright. So what are the things that you can do creatively that will make you soar on the inside? what you're really focused on right now, there feels like your world is being turned upside down. So whatever this career move is, this career challenge, it really feels like it is breaking down the structure of your world. And that's really all that you're focused on is this shouldn't have happened, something happened. And what you really need to do in the situation is be able to accept what has occurred so that you can start moving forward in a more creative direction. And in a way, you're going to be able to start living your life in a more fulfilling and exciting way than you have in a long time. But the guidance from the tarot is to really make sure that you are not cutting yourself off from your emotions and how you're actually feeling. It needs to be some type of transparency that you have with yourself and what you're feeling before you're going to be able to move forward. And with that, your outcome, you are going to have some success. You're still continuing to move forward in your career. I wouldn't say you're at your peak of it by any means. But it's really important that you understand that you're continuing to do the work, and everything that you've done up to this point is laying down the groundwork for you to move forward more happy about what you're doing and feeling like there's more purpose, so that what money flows in from that is only going to deepen that satisfaction, and you'll be so happy that this drastic change that's happened for you has occurred, because it's going to take you to that place.
Cool. Thank you, Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got Rosie. Hi, Rosie. Welcome to the show. Kira, we're done. She's still here. I've got Joseph Nino, and then Patrick is with you.
Awesome.
All right, Joseph. So we're going to go back. For those of you who were here last week for the Card Divo, know that I am starting to use my own deck that I created. So,
it's so awesome.
Hope you enjoy it. Have you ever thought about, like, I really like shuffling, or like making sure that I make sure that people know that these are for them, and they're like selected cards. Ever since we started back with Zodiacs, it's always been a thing. Like, I want you to see that these cards are on the spot, on the moment.
Yeah.
You
at random, but with intention.
Yeah. We didn't pull these up for you like earlier.
Yeah. I was not searching on anyone's Facebook before this. I was not stalking anybody electronically.
Well, not today. We wouldn't stalk.
Yeah. Well, for different reasons. I'm just
kidding. For Joseph, how are you doing, Joseph? So Joseph has been here before. Welcome back to the show. First of all, we're talking about your heart. And we talked about this before, Joseph, because you've been here. Talking about your heart connection. It's those connections that are happening and not happening. What is the information that is coming from those connections that is affecting you right now? Now, this particular connection that is happening for you, I would say in that first ripple, so there's you and that first ripple after you, it's all about being patient at the moment. You're going to say, what patience? Yes. Well, you need to be a little more patient. But I don't feel like at this point is being patient with other people. It's about being patient with yourself. I think, and I say this with love, but I think you give up on yourself a little too quick, and you need to focus that. Focus less on what other people are reacting to and focus more on what you are reacting to, if that makes sense. And that's going to make a stronger connection. It's like, I don't know if this makes sense. It's like when you already have an answer for what people are going to say, and it doesn't matter what they say, you already have an answer ready, and it doesn't connect. It's off. The conversation's off. And this has to do with your spirit. Spirit with the pink. This is your crown chakra. You're not connected to your spirit. Is your spirit really into it because it's something that you want? Or is it something that you're being stubborn about and you really want this? You really want this to work out. And that's why you're losing your patience. So your spirit is probably not into it. So it's making you lose your patience and not being connected to it. Tap into your heart. See if it's really the thing that you want, particularly in these relationships. And if it is, then you got to be more patient. And if it is not, then maybe it's time to move on to something different. So I hope that helped for you, Joseph. But did that make sense? I hope that made sense. You know how, like, sometimes we're like, we really want things to work, and then we get impatient, and we wonder, why am I impatient? It's because it's not working at your speed or how you want it to be. So
Hmm.
Patrick says, hey, so we're going to go with Patrick.
Awesome. And to that point, actually, I think it's interesting. One of the things that I thought that I've learned from that con that really stuck with me is that, we have these major realizations in our lives when things are occurring, and we really understand, we're like, oh, I get it. I understand why this has been happening to me. I understand why I've been having this issue. And then we think that, like, okay, I have this understanding and now it's going to be able to be fixed immediately and I'm not going to have this issue anymore. But really what it is our consciousness knows it, but it hasn't had time to process in the body, and the body holds on to absolutely everything. Our body knows it, remembers. So that's why it's important, once you have that realization, to note it, and I think meditate on what it is that realization is, and allow your body to process those feelings. Because we like think that, oh, my mind knows it, and now it's still not happening. Well, you got to give the body time to process it as well, and you have to know that the body works on its own timeline. So really interesting kind of point. Okay, so Patrick. So Patrick, it looks like right now you're also kind of having a career focus moment, it seems. Your energy right now, you're channeling the Queen of Swords, which tells me that you're really having to be a strong communicator. That communication is very important to you right now, clear communication, and that there's a lot of communication going on between parties. I also am getting a sense of like business opportunity, business deal. I don't know if you're part of a business and you're trying to work your way up, if you're a partner in a business and wanting to expand. But there's something with that that's occurring, and the challenge is determining what direction to head, whether it's for yourself, whether it's to head with this business that you're involved in, or whether it's your business. But that's the challenge for you right now, is kind of deciding, is this somewhere that you want to continue to move forward with, and is this going to be something that is valuable to you in the future? The theme of what you have going on right now is the 10 of Wands reversed. So what this would tell me is that you carry quite a lot of the burden when it comes to this workload. And with this being reversed, what it would tell me is now it's time for you to let it go and release it. I feel like the opportunity that you have in front of you by staying really is one that is going to continue to wear you down. You continue to pour into what feels like almost like a black pit, black hole. And the work that you're doing is really creating the baseline of success, but it's not being acknowledged at higher levels. It's just being assumed that you're only a key player, but you're not really driving the engines. And with that, it's really driving your emotional state to be frustrated, where that's why you're really trying to come from a place of clear communication and really using your mind more than your emotions, because it feels like they're not going to be serving you in the moment. But I feel like what you're denying in this is that that the time has come to move forward and move on from this opportunity, and that even though it seems like there's being promises made that things are going to change, things are going to be different, there isn't. It's not going to be a change. It's not going to be different. And future influences coming into being, you just need to continue to embody that strong mind and know that you really are the one that's carrying the bulk of the work and the success that's happening. And I think that there's going to be other opportunities for you, if there's not already, for you to move and have that expertise and be valued and be in a place where you're able to really make more of an impact and be valued more than you are at this point. Right now, where you're focused is really, it's the internal, how do I want to be recognized? And I'm getting like kind of like a mission statement to life of, the impact that you're wanting to make in this lifetime, not necessarily on the world, but for yourself, the people that you care about, and your family that's around you. What the universe is giving you in this situation is recognizing the places where you're holding yourself back, and recognizing that you feel this sense of responsibility to remain where you are because of how long you've been there and the important roles that you've played in making it. But the universe is really wanting you to open up and recognize that there's better opportunities for you, and that this is only one that's going to continue to lock you down. And no, the guidance from the tarot is that there is happiness emotionally for you at the end of this, what you're currently going through. That the universe is really guiding you towards feeling positive, happy, and fulfilled by the things that you're doing on a daily basis. But with that, the outcome for you is really needing to step away. And this is a strong, usually I don't give such strong, it's not necessarily a recommendation, but it feels very much right that it's time for you to move on. And I have very little doubt that if you do stay, you're going to continue to be spinning your wheels in the way that you've been for quite some time. So know that now's the time to embrace the opportunity, to move on to something new and somewhere where you're actually going to be operating at the same level, but you're not going to have so much resistance on a daily basis in the work that you're doing.
Cool. All right. We have Kira said, okay, thank you. This I figured out is Manuela Rodriguez. Hi, Manuela, ¿cómo estás? Saludos. Hello, all the way to Texas. Rosie. I got Rosie, and then you got Ellie Van coming after that for you.
Okay.
Rosie, there's a lot of spiritual connection happening to you right now. So number one, the pink card, Rosie, is all about the wisdom. You're smarter than this. I feel like I should be saying, like, you're smarter than this. You know better than this. So the situation, the things that are happening for you, I feel my camera is a little off. There we go. I feel like the connections, the information that's coming to, like, you know better than to get into the situation. There's a lot of things that we should know better. I feel like the voices in your head are like you're old enough to know. Particularly when it comes to, we're going to get very specific here. When it comes to sexuality, this is all about you connecting with you. There we go. This is you about connecting with you and the way that you are perceiving your body, your sexuality, your femininity, your masculinity, like the way that you're connecting with people in that way. I feel like some of this, because the other card is all about memories. There are things that are popping up. I dare use the word trigger. I feel like there are things that are triggering you at the moment that are causing you, or that are affecting the way that you are feeling yourself, the way that you see yourself, and the way that you want other people to see you. What am I fogging? Hold on a second. Okay, it looks foggy. I'll clean it up in a minute. But the memories are the ones that are triggering your perception of yourself, which is showing it to the world. But it's time to outgrow that. And I don't mean it in disrespect, like, oh, just get over it. I feel like it's time to seek that professional help, or be able to talk to somebody about the situation in order for you to move forward from it. But this is the time for you to start taking some action. So make sure that in the most healthiest way possible, that you get through the situation better. I hope that made sense. I know it sounds a little heavy, but I hope that made sense to you. Elizabeth says, hi guys. Did you pull for Ellie Ram already? Okay.
I pulled for Elizabeth.
Oh, you pulled for Elizabeth. Okay, you were watching.
Yeah,
okay, good.
I was just going the next. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So Elizabeth, so it looks like right now you are in the process of integration as well. It's temperance reverse. So it tells me that you're having challenges with integrating different parts of your life that you've been trying to integrate recently. And kind of looking around the cards, I'll give you a little bit more information, but a general feel of what's going on for you right now is there's a challenge of being seen in the work that you're doing, being seen in the intentions that you're doing. I feel like this is somewhat work related, but I feel like there's a familial aspect to this as well. But you're feeling like the things that you're doing are not necessarily being appreciated, and you're trying to figure out a way to continue to put that effort forward, as well as not have such an emotional strain on yourself as you're going through this. It also feels like things are waffling a bit for you, where things swing super hard. That in situations where things are good, things are happening the way that they're supposed to happen, or that everything feels like it's in a groove, and then all of a sudden, hard left turn, you're having issues with specific people, or with other people who are having different ideals than you do, but ones that are a part of your life and kind of like stakeholders in your life, so to speak. But right now you have the Seven of Cups, and it is influencing you. So it feels like there's too many things, too many options, too many things happening, and you don't have the opportunity to really sit down and figure out what is the right move, what do I need to do next, and kind of moving forward from there. In the recent past, something happened. This to me would tell me that there's been like a wish come true for you, that something that you were wishing for has manifested and is making its process known. However, with the future cards that are coming into being, it's really important that you understand that what you wished for, or what you've been trying to intend, may not manifest in the way that you're looking for it to. There's some clear understanding for you that has come from this intention that you've set forward, and more of a way for you to understand how to better connect with the people who you feel like you're having these hard left turns with when it comes to like relationships on the daily. It's really important though, as you continue forward into the future, you have justice reversed. So it would tell me that the people or person that specifically comes to mind when I mention, having these hard left turns in conversations and in a relationship, just know that they're not necessarily looking out for your best intent, what's best for you. And it's not a negative thing, like they're out to harm you or get you, but they're kind of putting themselves firmly in the sand as I'm caring for myself first and foremost. And if I have anything left over for you, that's fine. But I need to do what I need to do for me. So just know that kind of going into it, that not necessarily that you should cut ties with this person or leave them behind, but just know that their intention really is for them to come out on top in whatever the situation is that you're unfolding with them, whatever the conversation of topic usually is that's coming up that's causing this hard left turn. So just know that they're operating from that place, that again, it's not necessarily that they're being malicious, but they really are kind of looking out for themselves and would probably be willing to make a choice or decision that would impact you negatively if they will be positively favored by it. So just keep that in mind. It feels like it's something that's like a business opportunity that this may be centered around, or opportunities for advancement and growth and excitement, things that you're wanting to do. So definitely keep that in mind. And what the universe is providing you in the situation is the Four of Wands reversed. So this card usually is about celebrations and foundations being made. But I feel like in this sense, it's really about rallying around the people that truly do support you and have the similar mindset that you do, and the things that you're wanting to accomplish, that you're surrounding yourself with those people and not necessarily the naysayers or the ones that you have challenges with. So just keep that in mind. I feel like this relationship is a long-term one. It feels familial, but it also has a sense of like non-blood familial. So maybe someone who's been in your life a very long time, a long-term friendship. And, at some point, sometimes friendships serve their season for you and for that other person. And I feel like there's a strong sense of loyalty in you. But what the tarot is guiding you to do is to just make the decision to say, I've really tried to move forward. I've really tried to do the best thing, not just for myself, but the other person in this situation. But now you need to do the same thing and just make the decision for what's going to be best for you. And in doing so, you're going to start seeing the right people popping up who are going to appreciate the things that you're doing and that are supporting you instead of causing you more conflict and issues as you're trying to move forward.
Cool. So next I've got Ellie, and then the next one that says Facebook user. Again, this is Manuela Rodriguez, who is popping up.
Okay.
For some reason, she's popping up anonymous. She doesn't want to.
Anonymous.
That's my anonymous dance. So don't see me. You don't see me.
We don't know.
And I'll just jump over here real quick. Elizabeth says, "Oh my God, thank you." So I'm gonna, and then Maya. I've got Maya after that. So Ellie, for you, your heart pops up first. Your heart chakra, which is all about listening. Are you listening? Are you? And everybody's like, I hear what's going on around me. That's one thing. But are you actually listening to the things that are the messages for everybody out there? The way that I see it, and the way that I teach it is the heart chakra is where we receive the information. The heart chakra is so are you listening to the messages that are coming to you, and where are you putting those messages? Now, for everybody listening, like, what do you mean where you put them? But when you receive messages in your heart, especially Ellie, are they going to your foundation, to your root chakra, or are they affecting your third eye, your brow, and your dreams and your goals, or are they affecting your connection to spirit and the universe? Because there's some memories that we still haven't dealt with. There's the memories. This is the spiritual connection. So I'm going to say that some of the things that are coming, some of the situations that are happening in your life right now are kind of like deja vu all over again. So they're affecting your memories. They're triggering some of those memories that pop up again, which in turn, here's the commitment card, It's affecting the commitment that you are making to yourself and to other people. Do not let some of the situations that are happening at the moment affect the way that you connect with yourself. You should be focusing more on you at the moment rather than um, what's the word I'm using? Rather than hurting yourself, rather than attacking yourself. You should be caring more for yourself at the moment. Do not let the memories of the situations that happen. Um, why can't I find the words right now? Do not let the memories. I've said it on the show before. I'm going to go in this direction. I've said it on the show before. It's usually people, places, and things that affect us, and that do not let some of the things that you're doing. Some of the, I'm going to say, I say this with love, bad habits, whether they're body, mind, or spirit, do not let those bad habits start over again, and that you're damaging yourself because of the memories that other people are causing in you. Take control of those memories. Really listen to what's happening, and it's going to give you the answers that you're looking for. But pay attention to some of those things that you shouldn't be doing anymore. And just, this is me spiritually slapping you on the hand. Stop it. Yes, like I don't have a chancla with me right now to throw a flip flop at you.
Just throw it at the webcam.
But just instead of hurting yourself, this is a time to have compassion and really connect with you. You did not make mistakes in the situation, so stop punishing yourself for that. I hope that made sense. All right.
Awesome. All right. So Manuela, pulling these cards for you, it definitely seems like you are dealing with a rather challenging situation as well. That there's been a lot of harsh energy that you've been having to deal with, and a lot of a sense of feeling like you're having to go it alone. But I have some good news for you at the end. I know you got to wait for it. Sorry. So you now is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So this would tell me the main thing that you're focused on and that you're feeling challenged by at this time is your career, your material success, making things work for you, and feeling like you're being appreciated for the work that you're doing. This has popped up in already previous readings that we've done so far today. So common theme for sure. But with that being said, just recognize that you have worked hard, that you have built yourself up, and that there is a need for you to be appreciating your hard work more as well. That I feel like you undervalue yourself much more. And in doing so, the other challenge that you're facing, this is kind of the main challenge, is like even as new opportunities come up, it feels like there's kind of a meh feeling about it, that you don't feel like it's something that you're excited to do. It's not something that you're really interested in doing, and emotionally it just doesn't, it's not fulfilling for you. But what's really been driving you and what you've been really seeking is new emotional excitement, something new, something exciting, new love, falling in love with life. In this case, I'd say it's falling in love with your career again, or with how you're bringing in money, and feeling like you're not just making money for what you're doing, but you're also, similar to previous reading that I gave, that you're feeling excited about. And from this way, it's more emotionally satisfied than it is like having creative excitement about what you're creating. It's more about feeling like you are making the money that you deserve, and you're doing the work that you feel confident that you're able to accomplish. So with that being said, recent past affecting your present is the Knight of Wands. So this would tell me that with this career that you've been dealing with in the recent past and with the present, that you also, besides feeling that emotional lack, there is that creative lack for you as well. It almost feels like when you clock in for work or whatever it is that you're doing, once you're in, it feels like there's no excitement. Time is a loop, and everything kind of slows down. And with that, the qualities that have come forward in you make you feel like you're less than. So the devil's come up in the current influences for you. So that tells me that it feels like you've embraced your darker side, but it feels like, to me, that there's guilt around it. That, you know, because you're not necessarily inspired by the work that you're doing, you're taking your actions are not as motivated as they would be, and do not necessarily reflect your higher self or your higher ideals. But you've been doing this for so long that it almost feels like you're stuck in that rut. But know that influences coming for you in the future is the Ten of Swords. So while this card is rather scary looking, what this really represents is a karmic release, that your lesson is going to be learned and you're not going to necessarily have to deal with this same issue or having the same issue at a different employer or whatever work that you're doing. This is a time for you to shift and change, but you have to be able to look and see, what have you done? What are you in the process of wanting to free yourself from? What negative behaviors? And being able to do so is going to help you be able to move forward from here. But just know the work that you do, what you're focused on, you really do carry a large workload, and a lot of what you do, you are continuing to kind of, I would say, meet expectations from whoever you're reporting to perspective. So it's really important that you recognize that you're carrying a large burden. But what the universe wants you to acknowledge is your negative feelings around it. And I feel like there's ties to parental figures or growing up. The energy that you're in at this time is really similar to what you grew up in. So this is an opportunity to kind of heal that previous trauma, karma issue within you. But you have to be willing to look within and see the hurt in your situation. So be willing to do that. And then also the guidance from the tarot is the Seven of Wands, which is all about knowing that you're making progress, that you've been battling for quite some time, but now you have the higher ground and there is opportunity for you to come out on top with this. And if anything, I know I said wait till the end for the good news, you have the Ten of Pentacles as your outcome card. So what that tells me is this very intense situation that you're dealing with has a positive outcome. You are going to learn so much from this situation and how much better to value yourself. And being able to do so, you're going to be able to make more money than you have at any point in your life up to this point. And you're not only that, but you're going to have the creative fulfillment of the work that you're doing. And if I can grab the card, you'll also have that emotional fulfillment as well. So know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that you're on your way there. And then I think I said this on a recent episode, but this is a quote that just I'd heard for the first time. But we always talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. But we also need to remember that we are the light traveling through the tunnel as well. So we have our own, I just got chills saying that as well. So know that you have that light within you as you're traveling forward to what you would see as your final destination. But obviously that's just this next period for you. So good things are on the horizon. You just really have to be able to drop the veil of yourself and see yourself more clearly and acknowledge those heavy things that have happened to you in the past, and you'll be able to move forward stronger and more influential than ever before.
That is cool. And I'm gonna say this, I don't think she'll mind me saying, but Manuela is a good friend of mine. She owns a radio station out in Texas, and I was on her show a month ago or so, and we did a reading on the air for her. And some of the things that you're saying match some of the things that I told her then. So I'm smiling as you're speaking, because I'm like, we just talked about this, which is so cool. It's such a validation.
That's so
Not
cool.
for me, not a validation for me. It's a validation for the work that she does and for the direction that her energy is going. So Manuela, ahí te va, comadre. Ahí va. So I'm gonna do Mia, and then Laura will be next, and she wants actually one from you. So you get her, Laura.
Awesome.
Okay. So yeah. Starting off with you, your perspective. This is all purple. This is all about your brow chakra. This is about the perspective. Sometimes we don't see ourselves for the value that we have, or we don't see how strong we are, or how smart, how intelligent, etc. Your perspective on yourself could be a little off right now, which is why you don't see your potential for the direction that you're going. Particularly when it comes to, I'm not going to say, I don't think this is necessarily professional. I'm going more for the personal stuff, because we're talking about intimacy, but intimacy with yourself. Intimacy is part of our sacral chakra. It's that balance. Are you really having those moments with yourself where you are actually talking to yourself and going, hey, what do you want? Because some things have changed in your life that have shaken your foundation. And I say that because in your tomorrow, it's the grounded card. So I feel like your foundation has been shook. Is that the right way to say it? Yes. It's been shook a little bit. That is making you disconnect from yourself. And for everybody, like, what happens then is that when we just talked about it in the last reading, when I disconnect from me and stop trusting myself and stop connecting with myself, it creates a ripple effect that you stop connecting with people. So those moments, those intimate moments that you've been having with the people around you, it could be your partner, it could be children, it could be family, etc. Those are off for right now. And which when the relationships are off, our perspective on life gets off track too. So can y'all see that? Does that make sense? Like everything is a pattern. We just think it's like, well, I'm just when people say I'm just taking time for myself, I'm not connecting with anybody, I'm leaving there, it throws an energy off. And then we wonder, it's like, why are people having a hard time? Like, I'm ready to connect, why are people not connecting with me? Well, because you disconnected and you chose that. Now they need to choose to reconnect with you. I hope that's making sense. So your perspective on how things are happening right now, because of the level of intimacy that you were having with yourself, which caused the level of intimacy with other people, is causing you to be uprooted. It's making you create all kinds of scenarios in your head about why things are happening. Some of them are not true. So make sure that you do that. So if you're ready to reconnect with some people, make sure you let them know. Hey, I'm ready to start talking again. I'm ready to realign with you, either body, mind, or spirit, whatever it is, friendships, relationships, like personal relationships, partner relationships, that's what I'm trying to say. But just because we decide, like, I'm ready to talk to so-and-so, but we haven't made it clear with them, our energies are not going to connect. You can't just decide, like, I'm ready to go. So make sure that before you make any big decisions, you connect with those energies and that they're ready to connect with you. They might just need a little time now. Because I feel like this isn't the first time that we disconnect from these particular energies, and they might be waiting for you to make the move now. So make sure that you make that move. Hope that makes sense. Elizabeth says for you, OMG, thank you. Rosie says thank you. Ellie says thank you. And we have a special message here. This is a first-time viewer. John Bill Clinton Smith says, I took a Viagra last night. It got stuck in my throat. I now have a stiff neck. Will it get better? Well, that's a hard one to answer, John. Thank you. I was holding on to that one since, not literally, since he popped that up. John Bill, John Bill, I hope you're still listening, because I'm going to throw you one card. Just forgive yourself. This is forgiveness. Whoever, what is it? What does it say? Whoever hurt you, forgive them. Just forgive them. Whoever give you that expired blue pill, let it go.
Yeah.
Literally let it go and call your doctor after 4 hours. Thank you. We like the comments. Keep them coming. Laura says hello, and me.
Beautiful. All right, Laura. So it looks like right now you are currently amidst a battle. It feels kind of like more of a battle of wits, a battle of the minds, so to speak. But there is conflict, and it feels like wherever this conflict is occurring for you in your life, there isn't progress being made on either side. It's just battle, 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 fight, 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 battle, 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 battle. With that being said, what's challenging you in the situation, this card coming up again, the devil. So what this would tell me is that there is an opportunity for you at this time to acknowledge the darker, deeper side of yourself, the shadow self, as they say. Now is the time for you to really connect and to love that part of you. Because I feel like in this battle that you have going on, whoever you're battling against is using your who you are, who you're known to be, your values, things that you've done in the past that maybe you aren't as proud or you don't necessarily want broadcasted. They're using these things against you, and it's in a way causing that battle to where you're wanting to fight harder because they're touching on the wound is what I definitely see and feel. And because of that, I think there's an opportunity for you to recognize and see yourself more clearly, allow yourself to, allow those parts of yourself that are harder to love yourself in those parts even more. And with that being said, the theme right now is Usually the Three of Cups is a card of celebration with friendships, but this would tell me that it's probably not familial, but wherever you're having this battle, it's more likely either in work, but I'm getting kind of more friendship, long-term friendship. But the theme is really recognizing, again, this is similar to reading that we've done already today, is recognizing who's around you that's supporting you and who's around you that is been around for a long time, but maybe doesn't have the same ideals as you, or maybe isn't someone who's really there for you in the way that you wanted. They've maybe been that person to you in the past, but they're no longer really that person to you. And that's where this conflict is coming from, is I feel like they're kind of holding you to a, this is who you are, and that's who you've been, and you're wanting to move forward, and you're not necessarily feeling like you're making that progress. But I will say this situation is a blessing to you in that it really is opening your eyes to that wound within yourself and being able to embrace your shadow self more than ever before. And in doing so, I think that you're going to come to the conclusion of a deeper trauma that you've endured, that's going to be revealed to you in the near future, that you probably would not have been led to if not for this current situation. And while you're going to have some challenges in dealing with this emotional situation, once it's been healed, you won't have to deal with it again. And there's kind of been, I feel like, a shadow in your decision making from this trauma that has been affecting your decision making for quite some time. And now's the time for you to be able to release it. You feel like you have no strength in the moment. You feel like you don't have the ability to work through this situation, that there's not going to be a strong resolution, but there is. The universe is providing you with death reversed. So there's going to be a definite change in this relationship, in your life. There's not going to be able to go back to the way that things were before. But with it being reversed, what it tells me is it's going to look different than you think it is. And the hard part with that is just being able to open and accept and flow with the moment of whatever is coming to you. So that is, I think, the challenge for you. And where you're focused is really trying to just have a new start, have a new beginning for yourself, kind of like a new starting line, put the past behind you, and then let this now be the stretch that you're concerned about in your life and what you want to do going forward. The other advice for you from the tarot as well is the Lover. So what this tells me is falling back in love. I'm sorry, not falling back. I feel like there's a new opportunity for you to fall in love with life all over again, and a new opportunity for you to open up, to connect with people again, because I feel like you have a set of people around you that is kind of your go-tos, and that's who you spend most of your time with. That's who you spend most of your focused energy on when you're not focused on other aspects of your life that aren't friendship or relationship related. But there's an opportunity for you to recognize who's no longer serving you in that group, and falling in love with new friendships, falling in love, finding new people to befriend that will be able to be with you and that will move forward with you in a more loving way and help you see yourself in a more loving light. And honestly, I also get a sense of like not having someone who's going to throw past mistakes in your face that you've made in the past. That's not a friend. That's not someone that is going to be supporting you. So with that being said, your outcome card is very interesting. Also, the Ten of Pentacles. The last reading I just did was Ten of Pentacles as an outcome, and this one as well. So this tells me that there is only greatness coming from this situation. There's more of an understanding of the value that you bring, and there's something that is occurring that is going in within this that is going to increase your earning potential in what you're doing tenfold. And it's dealing with this trauma that you're going through that's going to allow that to happen. So this situation is a gift. I know from the outside or from experiencing it how you haven't, it doesn't necessarily feel that way, but know that all of this is unfolding as long as you're willing to look at your shadow self, love the things that you've done that maybe you're not proud of because you were doing the best that you could with what you knew in the moment. And sometimes we don't make the best decisions, but we still have to love ourselves through it. And I think there's an opportunity for you to do so, and you'll really find benefit from it.
Excellent. That's a lot of information. Knowing her, she's my comadre, knowing her well. There's some things that I hope she resonated with her. Manuela says, thank you. Jabba Clinton says, I burned my house down last month. When will I get the insurance money? They can't find your address, John. Yeah, I think the check went up in smoke. I've been holding on to those. Maya says, yes, that makes sense there. John says, I've tried self-intimacy, but it's red raw. I think you need some spiritual time out, John. You need to hold on, to connect with your spirit again. Visualize intimacy, not physical intimacy for you. Mia says, thank you. And Melissa says, thanks to the two, this is something that like the universe is telling me in other words, but the same. Yeah, yeah. The universe has been guiding you. I'd rather have John Bill Clinton Smith jump in than those hackers that jump in and say, hey, if you want a real reading,
Yeah,
follow me. Like,
a real fake reading.
yeah. So thank you, John, for bringing us some entertainment.
Keeping it light.
Show. Yes.
Just,
We
and
got
lighting the
about
house on
10
fire.
Yeah. Maybe too much intimacy caused a fire in your house. So I'm just saying, like, just
It's one of those candles that also doubles as, personal lubricant.
Too much heatness in the house. Caliente.
Muy caliente.
For those of you that have not, we got about 10 minutes before, in case, for those of you that watch us regularly, remember Little Mexican Productions, we have shows and stuff all week long. On Mondays, we have the horoscopes coming back this Monday. I took some time off because I needed some rest, but horoscopes will be again this Monday, and they are on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. And then some other pages. If you follow me on other social pages, they're there. On Wednesdays, Christian and Daniel show. On Fridays, which I can't remember what next Friday is. 28th. Yes, we'll be here. Yes. So next week, 28th, we will both be here. And then next Saturday, I will not have an interview show. I've got Halloween parties. So the Card Divo is available for
live and in person, but only for a select few.
For parties and events. I can't even get arrested in this town. The birds are really fuzzy. Not even just kidding. You guys are funny. Well, thank you for joining us, John. And if you're ever interested in getting a real reading, all you got to do is say me in the comment section and join us. But we welcome you anytime to the show. Laura says, thank you. And John says, and have a sense of humor. Yes, we do. For those of you that don't know, Wayne and I have known each other for over 10 years now. And we definitely have laughs when we hang out together. So we just had dinner on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Monday. Wayne and his partner and Lee were kind enough to join me. For those of you that don't know, my publisher, who helped me put Grumpy Bunny and the Colors Game together, passed away a year ago Monday, and we got together to celebrate him in a dinner. So that was really, and they joined me, so that was really cool. So anyway, don't want to get first up.
It was a great night with sarcasm.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, so for those of you, I guess we can talk about this. Yep, we have about 7 minutes to go. We went to the Olive Garden here on Lake Forest, here in Orange County, and the lady that served us, her name was Andy. So if you happen to go there, ask for Andy. She's a tall, very pretty blonde lady. And we went around just being, we got there and she mentioned that it was her first night. So I said, we're going to be difficult or high maintenance. And she kind of laughed. She goes, well, I'm sorry. I'll be sarcastic or something. So we kept calling her sarcastic all night. So go ask for her. She's a sweetheart. Works really hard.
It was a great time.
Check out. Yes, for sure, John. Come back and join us whenever you're ready for a reading or just want to hang out with us. While I show our banners, if you want to get in touch with Wayne, you can check him out on his Instagram at instagram.com/RWKII. And if you want to get in touch with me also on Instagram, check me out at I am Daniel G. Garza. Send us your messages. We're both available for private sessions, for events, for parties, for dinner.
Always for dinner, especially if there's tacos. Be there.
And I guess before we go, I'm going to read y'all. We did this last time and y'all really enjoyed it. I'm going to read y'all one of our postcards from Spirit. So close out the show. Did you have anything to add? Anything to say before we close up?
I don't know. I feel like I should have thought about this ahead of time. Not that I know of.
Say something, Wayne. Say something.
Something.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So for everybody out there, these are called postcards from Spirit. These are one of my favorite cards. I use this with all my clients to end their session. So I figured it was just appropriate to end the session with you guys. In case you're interested, these are the cards. They're from Colette Baron Reed. They're really beautiful cards, and each one of them comes with a whole full card and message. So it says, dearest you, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of Spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world. Interact with it and draw consciousness from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving. Let me start that again. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were true. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic, or barren. These are temporary, and they don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet. You will be where you already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. And I think it kind of connects with most of the readings today, that like something in our life is always going to be a little off. Something is always going to be not right. And people misunderstand that. That's balance. There's start and there's ending. There's light and there's dark. There's good and there's bad. That's balance. But as long as you believe that you are walking that tightrope, doing the best that you can, you're going to get to the other side. The moment you start doubting yourself is when you start tipping. So right now, today, this moment, believe that everything is how it's supposed to be, and that you're going to get across that tight wire, and you're going to cross that Grand Canyon to the other side, and you're going to make it. And will it be scary? Yes. Will it be difficult? Yes. Can you do it anyway? Yes. So just do it. I know from a lot of the readings, it was about, hey, things are shitty right now, but let's deal with it and get through it. Things are not where you want them to be, but what do you want them to be? So this is a time to do your third eye. Where's your manifestation? Don't wait until New Year's to start manifesting. Start manifesting now what you want for the new year, and believe that you can have it. The universe is saying, I don't care how much money you have in the bank. I don't care how many friends you have. I don't care how many possessions you own. I'm going to make this happen for you if you believe that it can happen. But if you start doubting the universe is like, well, I'm going to go to somebody who believes in me, because you don't have it yet. So before we even make our New Year's resolutions or set our New Year's goals, start right now. What do you really want? And write it out. Write it out. I always tell my clients, write it out. I don't know if you want to add anything to any of that.
Well, I just had one thing kind of pop in, and I kind of spoke to it at the beginning, but we start Scorpio season, Sun in Scorpio tomorrow. And actually, like I said, Scorpio is all about rebirth. So everything that you said, actually, the energy of Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio, is supporting everything that you just said over the next 30 days. It's really about that transformation actually occurring, that cocoon, going into the cocoon and coming out the butterfly. So the Scorpio energy is definitely with us as we're going through this. So I feel like it just know that everything that you said, I vibed with me. I totally got the chills as you were speaking about it. And then as I thought about the Scorpio part of it, it really does, like, this is the perfect energy for us to be in at this time to allow that process to unfold. But to your point, you really have to be willing to change your perspective and the way that you've been thinking about things, is only going to continue to keep you in the situation that you're in. So you have to change your perspective, and you have to change how you're looking at it and how you're feeling about it. And doing so, that's the key that's going to open the door that, like you said, gets you across the canyon and onto that being out of the tunnel, no longer just seeing the light, but experiencing now what you want it to manifest fully.
Exactly.
So,
I think we can give John Bill Clinton Smith, I like that name, the last word tonight. I'm 5 feet tall and bald and fat, but I have an excellent job as an assistant shoe shop manager. She would go for me. You know what, John Bill Clinton Smith, if Al Bundy could do it, so can
why
you.
not you?
So why not you? So with that, folks, I mean, he had a nice house with a nice woman, and everything seemed okay for him. So why not you, John Bill Clinton Smith? So with that, folks, we're going to say thank you and good night, and we'll see you next week. Bye.